Welcome to lecture 7, magnetic field due to a current. So in this lecture we'll see magnetic field inside a solenoid. Before that, let's see the magnetic field lines for a natural magnet, a bar magnet. And later we'll see the magnetic field lines for an electromagnet, that is a circular loop or a straight current carrying wire. So if you take a natural magnet, so this is a magnet. Now this magnet will have two poles. So this is north pole and this is south pole. So magnetic field lines. So magnetic field lines for a magnet. So let us write here, this is a magnet. Magnetic field lines for a magnet will be from north to south outside the magnet and south to north inside the magnet, and magnetic field lines are concentric loop. So magnetic field line here at north pole. So magnetic field line is away from the north pole, and here the magnetic field line will be moving towards a south pole. So inside a magnet, so magnetic field lines are along this direction. So this is the direction of magnetic field line. Okay, so similarly we have magnetic field . So this curve should come from here. Okay. So these are the magnetic field lines for a bar magnet. So we can consider this line coming like this. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So similarly here. So these are the magnetic field lines for the bar magnet. So we can consider one more line here. So direction of lines. So these are the magnetic field lines. Then here it is entering at south pole. So this is north and this is south pole of the magnet. So these are the magnetic field lines. So now if we want to find out, if we need to find out the direction of magnetic field on this line. Okay, yes. So then you draw a tangent at that line, sorry, at that point. Suppose if I want to find out the magnetic field at this point, then tangent drawn at this point will give you the direction of magnetic field. So at this point magnetic field is directed in this direction. Then similarly if you want magnetic field at this point, then draw a tangent at this point. So this will be the direction of magnetic field. So on a magnetic field line, the direction of magnetic field is given by drawing a tangent at that particular point on that curve. Okay, so this is magnetic field lines for a bar magnet. Then now similarly we had electromagnet. This is a natural magnet. We have electromagnet, that is a circular loop. Suppose if we take a circular loop, carrying a current I. So this is a circular loop. Let us say this is the center of the circular loop, and it is carrying a current in this direction. So this is the current direction. Now this loop is perpendicular to the plane of this board. So this curve is behind the board, this is in front of the board. Then magnetic field direction is given by right hand thumb rule. So if you curl your fingers in the direction of current, so now here actually the current is coming outside the board here, and here the current is going inside the board. So in this way we have drawn this circular loop. So current is coming outside the board, so we are curling the fingers in the direction of current. So this will give you magnetic field direction. So here the magnetic field direction is along this line. So this is the direction of magnetic field for this curve, for this circular loop. Then magnetic field lines we are drawing. So if you compare this with this natural magnet, then magnetic field line is along this direction. That means this should be the north pole. Okay, outside the magnet, the field lines will be coming from north pole and they will be ending at south pole. And it's a continuous line, so this will move along this direction. So this is the direction of magnetic field here. Fine. So this is the direction of magnetic field inside the magnet. So south to north, outside the magnet, north to south. So this must be the north pole, this must be the south pole. Then again you can draw these lines. So here we are drawing the magnetic field lines. So these are the magnetic field lines. Okay, yes. So few more lines you can draw. So this is the direction of field. Okay, yes. So this is the direction of field. Fine. So here magnetic field line is along this direction, inside. Here. So this circular ring is having the magnetic field line just like this bar magnet. So this is an electromagnet. Till the current is flowing, there will be magnetic field. Once current is switched off, the magnetic field will diminish here. Okay. Yes. Then similarly we have a straight conductor. So for a straight conductor, magnetic field lines will be concentric circle. So if you want to find out the magnetic field, so this conductor is lying in the plane of the board, then magnetic field lines will be concentric circles. So here the direction of magnetic field is given by right hand thumb rule. So thumb in the direction of current, curl fingers in the direction of magnetic field. Okay. So then this is the magnetic field. Here the direction is like this. Then similarly here concentric loops. This is the direction. If you take one more loop, this will be the direction. So here. So this loop which we have drawn, here we have taken a loop perpendicular to the plane of the board. Now here a straight conductor is lying inside the board. Okay, so it is inside the board. Then magnetic field lines will be in this plane. So plane which is perpendicular to this board. So these are the magnetic field lines. Now suppose if you take this current carrying wire perpendicular to the board, so then suppose if current is coming out, fine. So now current is coming out, so then magnetic field lines will be concentric circles. So this will be the magnetic field lines. Fine. So current is coming out, so magnetic field lines here will be downward direction, here will be in the upward direction in the plane of the board. So this is current carrying wire. So wire perpendicular to plane of board here in this case. This wire is in the plane of the board. So now, so far you have enough knowledge to find out the direction of magnetic field. So here we have taken this loop perpendicular to the board. If you take in the board, so if the loop is in the board and if it is carrying a current like this, then magnetic field is outside the board. Okay, so if this is inside the board, magnetic field will be outside the board. So magnetic field direction will be perpendicular to that plane. So now, if this is north and this is south, so you can find out direction of field will give you the north and south poles of an electromagnet. Then we'll see if you have two rings or two circular coils. If we have two circular coils, so let us take it here only. So if we have two circular coils, so this is a coil or a circular ring carrying a current I. So this is the direction of current. Then another similar circular coil carrying a current in the same sense. So this is I, this is also I. Then we have to find out the direction of north pole and south pole. So here the current, here current is coming outside the board, here current is going inside the board. Current coming outside the board, here current is going inside the board. Then magnetic field will be along this direction. For this loop also magnetic field will be along this direction. So this is the direction of magnetic field. So this will be north pole and this will be south pole. Similarly here north pole and this is south pole. Magnetic field direction is along this line. So here we have north pole and here we have south pole. South pole of this loop and north pole of this loop. Now they will attract. So these two loops will attract towards each other because north and south pole of a magnet will attract. Then similarly, if you have a circular coil, this is carrying a current in this direction perpendicular to the plane. Another coil carrying a current in opposite sense. So this is the sense of the current. Then here in this coil current is coming outside. Here current is going inside. Here current, so that is moving like this. Fine. So it is like this. So here current is entering inside the board. Here current is coming outside the board. Then this will be north pole. This is south pole. And here current is going inside. So inside the board. So magnetic field will be along this direction. So for this loop this will be north pole. So here north are facing towards each other. So there will be repulsion between these two loops. Okay, so in that way you can draw magnetic field lines for the electromagnets. Fine. So now let us see solenoid, field inside a solenoid. So solenoid can be used to create almost a uniform magnetic field inside. So wherever you want an uniform magnetic field, you can make use of solenoids. Okay. So solenoid, let us take a solenoid here. So this is a rectangular, or sorry, this is a cylindrical non-conducting material. A wire is wounded on a rectangular non-conducting material. Okay, here we are considering a cylindrical non-conducting material. So wire So this is a wire wounded on this. So this is current I entering, this current I is coming out. Fine. So it is little bit tilted. So let us draw it straight. Current entering. Okay, so this is current I and current I is coming out. So now the magnetic field. So here current enters from behind the magnet, behind this solenoid and coming out here. So at this point current is coming out. So if you see the front view, the current will be coming out from here and current will be entering at this point. So this is the direction of current. Then we can find out the direction of magnetic field. So magnetic field in each loop, suppose if you consider this loop, magnetic field, so here it is coming out, so magnetic field will be along this direction. So you will have a magnetic field along this direction, B. Now after we'll see the field lines afterwards. So first we'll find out how to find out magnetic field inside a solenoid. So if you take a cross-sectional view, this will be the cross-sectional view, or so let us assume this radius to be R. So this radius is R. This is a side view you are seeing from this side. Now if I'll take cross-sectional view little bit bigger. So same solenoid, we have taken cross-sectional view and I have taken little bit bigger. Then this is the axis of the solenoid. Okay, so now here the current is entering in, current is coming out here current. It is coming out. Current is entering. So current entering. Okay, yes. So this is the axis of the solenoid. Now we'll consider. So let me show that current is coming out. So the same solenoid, we have shown it with let us say 3x zoom. So this is 3x zoom. Now if I take a small element here, a small element, so this will be a ring. It is like this. So this is the width. So let us assume this ring, I am taking a point P. I want to find out magnetic field at a point P which is on the axis of this solenoid. So this is point P. So from this point P, this ring or this elemental length which I have considered, that is at a distance of x. So this is at a distance of x, and this is the radius r. So this is radius r. Then if this is x, we will go on increasing this distance by dx, by a small distance dx, and we have this is the distance from this point to this point. So let us say this is at an angle of theta. If this increases by dx, then this also increases by d theta. So this is d theta. Okay, yes. So it is a derivation. Fine. Now we want to find out magnetic field due to this small ring. So this is a ring here. We have a ring. I can show it here. So this is a ring of some thickness. That thickness is dx. So this is r. This is point P, which is at a distance of x. So we'll go on increasing. Okay. So just we'll show it here. So this is theta, and this angle is d theta. Angle is d theta. Fine. Now we have to find out. So this is a ring. So now magnetic field, suppose some current I is flowing through this. Let us say the current flowing through this is I naught. Then magnetic field due to this ring at point P is nothing but we have discussed. So that is the magnetic field due to a circular loop at a point which is on its axis at a distance of x. So that magnetic field is given by B is equal to mu naught I naught here r square by 2 x square plus r square raised to 3 by 2. So this is the magnetic field due to a ring. So just we will apply it here. Now we want to find out the current. So how much current is flowing through this? So actual current entering this solenoid is I. Then if we have number of turns n, then total current will be n into I. So current in each ring, each circular loop is I. Now in this elemental distance dx, The number of loops may not be one. There may be more than one number of loops. So now let us define one term for this solenoid. So let us say this is length L and N is number of turns per unit length. So if N is number of turns per unit length, then current through this, that is current I naught, will be equal to number of turns. So number of turns will be number of turns per unit length into distance dx. N is number of turns per unit length. In dx length we will have total turns n into dx into current in each loop, that is I naught. Fine, yes. So then we got I naught. Now we have to find out x in terms of r. R is given, length L is given. So we have to find out x in terms of r. So from this right angle triangle, so here we have a right angle triangle. So from this triangle, tan theta is r by x, r upon x. So it implies x is r by tan theta, that is r cot theta. Now in this current we have dx element, so we have to find out dx. So let us differentiate this. So if we differentiate on both the sides, so dx will be equal to r cot theta. So derivative of cot theta minus cosec square theta. So minus r cosec square theta d theta. So this is dx. So we got x and we got dx. So we have to replace x and current I naught there. So from here what we'll get, current I naught will be equal to n I dx is minus r cosec square theta d theta. Okay. Yes. So now find out that small magnetic field due to this element. So let us say that field is dB. So dB is equal to mu naught I. So I naught is Ni minus r cosec square theta d theta into r square divided by 2 into x is, how much is x? X is r cot theta. So x square will be r square cot square theta plus r square power 3 by 2. Fine. Okay. So let us integrate. So first of all we'll simplify. So dB is equal to mu naught Ni. So let us write this mu naught Ni. Here we have minus sign. So let us take out this minus sign. Mu naught Ni. Here it will be r cube cosec square theta d theta divided by r square. It is common. So r square raised to 3 by 2 is r cube. So 2 into r cube. Here we have r square, here we have r square. If I take r square common, but this whole bracket is raised to 3 by 2. So r square raised to 3 by 2 is 2r cube. So what will be remaining if you take out r square? So 1 plus cot square theta. So 1 plus cot square theta is cosec square theta. So here 1 plus cot square theta. Let me write it. So here it will be cot square theta plus 1 raised to 3 by 2. Fine. So let us write dB. So dB here. dB is equal to minus mu naught Ni r cube. So here we have r cube, here we have r cube, that will cancel out. Then cosec square theta d theta by 2 into 1 plus cot square theta. is cosec square theta. So cosec square theta raised to 3 by 2. Cosec cube theta. So cosec raised to 3 theta. So this will be equal to minus mu naught n I d theta, and here we have 1 by cos theta. So divided by 2 into sin theta d theta. Cosec square theta will cancel. 1 upon cosec will be sine. So this is the final equation, so which we have to integrate. So let us integrate this equation. So now for integration we need limits. Now see here, we have to integrate from this point to this point. So we have taken a small element here, we will take a small element here. So in that way we will go on taking small elements till this point. We will go on taking small elements till this point. So this is your limit. So this limit is, let us call theta 1. Then another limit is here. So let us say this is theta 2. So from here this will be theta 2. This is theta 1. Now this direction, if you see from here, this is a ring. Actually we have a ring here. Fine. So from here, from this point, from this ring to point P, this is a position vector. So position vector is along this direction. Fine. So now if you take this equation, integration dB will be B, and this limits will be from theta 1 to theta 2. Theta 1 to theta 2. Fine. Yes. So then if it is theta 2 to theta 1, this is the arrow I show, theta 1 to theta 2, then mu naught n I by 2 integration of minus sin theta d theta is cos theta. So here we will have cos theta, and this will be from theta 1 to theta 2. So that will be equal to mu naught n I by 2 into cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. So this is the magnetic field inside a solenoid. So this is magnetic field inside a solenoid. Fine. So now we have long solenoid. So what do you mean by long solenoid? If the solenoid is long, means the meaning of long solenoid. So long solenoid means L is very large compared to R. So these dimensions, the length will be large compared to the radius or these dimensions, then we will say solenoid is long, and in long solenoid the field is almost uniform inside and the field outside is zero. So such type of solenoids we also call it as ideal solenoids. So then what will happen, see here. So if this is very long, then this line, if this is very long, this line, if it's go on increasing, this line, this theta 1 will go on decreasing. So if it's going to very large distance, then theta 1 will become almost like this, and this is the direction, and the direction of this line is towards point P. So it will be in this direction. This is in this direction and this direction is like this. So angle will become 180 degrees. And similarly this side, as this length will go on increasing, this angle theta 2. So it will be like this. So this is this direction, and this line will also have the same direction. So theta 2 will become 0. So here theta 1 will become 180 degrees and theta 2 will become 0 degrees. Fine. See this line from a ring. So we will take a position vector direction at point P. So this is in this direction. And there is no problem, whatever you take, theta 1, theta 2, if you interchange also, you will get plus or minus. Fine. And this line, if you are going this, from this ring, it is towards this point P. So when it becomes like this, when this becomes large, this line will become almost parallel to this line. So this arrow and this arrow are in the same direction. So if one is 180 degrees, other is 0 degrees. So if you put in this equation, so you'll get B equals to mu naught N into I. So this is a magnetic field for a long solenoid. Cos theta 2 is 1 minus of cos theta 1. Cos theta 1 is cos 180. So minus 1. So minus of minus 1, 2. Mu naught Ni by 2 into 2 will be mu naught Ni. Okay. Yes. So this is long solenoid. Fine. So this is magnetic field for a long solenoid. We can find out this magnetic field by using Ampere's law also. But this is a general equation for any solenoid, whether it is short or a long solenoid. Fine. Okay. So magnetic field is mu naught Ni. Now if you take magnetic field at one of the end, so just find out magnetic field at one of the end. So suppose if you take one of the end, so if this is the end, fine, and this is point P, first you are finding out the magnetic field at this point. Now if you find out magnetic field at one of its end, just like semi-infinite wire, so then here this will be 90 degrees. Okay, so theta 1 will be 90 and theta 2 will be 0. So if theta 1 is 90, so cos 90 will become 0 and theta 2 is 0 degrees. So cos theta 2 will become 0. So B is equal to mu naught Ni. So B at one end of a solenoid is theta 1 90 degrees, theta 2 0 degrees. So B will be equal to mu naught Ni by 2. Mu naught Ni by 2. So B is equal to mu naught Ni by 2. Half of the magnetic field due to the whole solenoid. So this is a magnetic field. Okay. Yes. So there is a solenoid. We will use this solenoid as an inductor, or the solenoids are used for having uniform magnetic fields. Wherever you want uniform magnetic fields, you can use these solenoids. Okay, so just I'll remove this. Yes, so you can, if you want to see, you can just pause and see this. Okay. So remember this formula for the solenoid if you want, or you know how to find out. Now we'll find out magnetic field due to this solenoid by using Ampere's law. So axis of the solenoid. Now this solenoid is a long solenoid. Magnetic field inside a solenoid. So long solenoid. This is a long solenoid. So now why we are not considering a small solenoid? Why we are considering long solenoid? Because for a long solenoid, magnetic field lines. For a long solenoid, magnetic field lines so actually let us take normal solenoid, a solenoid of any length. So current entering here, current coming out. Okay, so current is coming out from here. So we'll show only one arrow. Now we want to show the magnetic field direction. So it's coming out, so magnetic field line will be like this. So these are the magnetic field lines for a solenoid in general. These are the magnetic field lines. So this is the direction. So each ring or each loop will contribute, this is the direction of magnetic field. So each loop will contribute for magnetic field in the same direction. Current in this loop in this direction, current in this loop in this direction, current in this loop in this direction. So all these magnetic fields will be added and the magnetic field lines will be like this. So here it is in this direction, here it is in this direction. So similarly in this direction. So this is the direction of magnetic field. So north pole, this is south pole. Fine. Now if you consider a long solenoid, then magnetic field lines will become almost uniform inside a solenoid. So long solenoid. Or an ideal solenoid. So these are magnetic field lines. So this is the direction of magnetic field. So if this is long solenoid or an ideal solenoid, then there is no magnetic field outside the solenoid. Magnetic field will become uniform. So this is uniform magnetic field inside a solenoid and the direction is along the axis of a solenoid. Along the axis of a solenoid. That is long solenoid. Now we will find out magnetic field by using Ampere's law here. So here we will take a point P. So let us say this is point P. Now this solenoid is a long solenoid. So magnetic field here will be along this direction. Now we want to find out magnetic field at a point P which is inside the solenoid. This is the direction of magnetic field inside a long solenoid. Fine, okay. So now we are applying Ampere's law. So we will take a loop passing through point P. So let us take a rectangular loop. So this is a loop. So this is point P. We have to find out the magnetic field here. Let us say this is point Q, R, yes. And in this loop we will move along this direction. Then N is number of turns per unit length of the solenoid. Okay, so N is number of turns. Now we will apply Ampere's law. So I will remove this. This is actually the magnetic field lines for any solenoid. This is for a long solenoid. Magnetic field is almost uniform inside the solenoid and the direction is along the axis of the solenoid. So only two possibilities. It may be in this direction or in this direction. It depends on the current flowing in the solenoid. Yes, so we'll take, so this is Ampere's loop. PQRS is Ampere's loop. Now we have to find out the magnetic field at point P. Okay, So we have to take circulation of magnetic field. So along this line, so we have line PQ. So magnetic field circulation along, okay, so integral B dot dl is equal to mu naught into I inside. So first we have to find out the current inside. So current flowing in this Ampere's loop. So here this length, let us assume as L. So this length is L. So this is L. Now small n is number of turns per unit length. Then total current. So in each turn current is I. So current here it is I outside the board. Inside. So current is I. So then I inside will be total number of turns. So total number of turns will be N into L. So this length is L, small l. Here we have used capital L. So now just remove this capital L from here. So this is L because this is a long solenoid. Or if you want, you keep it. So let us use this as capital L. I inside will be N into L, number of turns. N into L will be number of turns because small n is number of turns per unit length. Then how many turns will be there in length L? That will be N into L. And current in each turn is I. So N L into I. Then for this we have PQ. Now you see PQ. So magnetic field is along this direction and we are moving along the same direction. So cos theta will be 1, angle is 0. B dot dl cos theta. Now B, integral dl will be L. So that will be B into L plus. Now line integral of QR. So now we are moving along the direction of QR and here the magnetic field is along this direction till this point. So they are perpendicular. So magnetic field due to QR will be 0. Then similarly we are moving along RS. So if you are moving along RS, here actually there is no magnetic field outside. B is 0. So magnetic field is 0. So the magnetic field circulation along RS will be 0. And if you go along this direction, again magnetic field is along this direction and you are moving along this direction, that angle is 90 degrees. Cos 90 is 0 or dot product is 0, so plus 0 is N L into I. So this will be BDL mu naught N L into I. Mu naught I. So total current is N L I. Then B will be equal to mu naught N I. So this is what we have seen. B is equal to mu naught N I for a long solenoid. Earlier equation, and that equation I will write it here. Magnetic field due to a solenoid is mu naught Ni by 2 into cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1, general equation. Due to a long solenoid, mu naught Ni. So then similarly, if this solenoid is taken made into circular, then you will have a toroid. So magnetic field inside a toroid. So I will remove this magnetic field inside a toroid. So let us take the same solenoid when two ends are attached. So then it will become a circular. It will become circular. So from center, let us say radius is some capital R. So wire is wounded on this. So wire. So it is wounded like this. Okay, so if current is entering, magnetic field will be there, current is coming out. So we have the loop like this. So let us say current is entering in this loop. So here current direction will be like this. Okay, and here current is coming out. So here current direction will be like this. Okay, yes. So it is entering, it is coming out. So current directions. These are the current directions on a toroid. So this is magnetic field at a point inside a toroid. So B at some point inside a toroid. So let us say point P is here. So we have to find out magnetic field at this point P. Then we have circular loops. Fine. So current is coming out from here, it is going inside. So if you see the direction, okay, so the direction, current is going inside or current is coming outside from here. So direction, here the magnetic field will be along this direction. Here the magnetic field will be along this direction. Now if you draw, then magnetic field will be circular in this loop. So here also current is coming out. So current is like this. So magnetic field along this direction. So magnetic field direction will be like this. So this is the direction of magnetic field. Okay, so this is B. So to find the magnetic field at point P, so let us assume total number of turns. So total number of turns is capital N. Small n we have used number of turns per unit length. So this is total number of turns is capital N. So then magnetic field along this circulation will be due to all the loops. If I take this circulation, I will take this as a Ampere's loop. Then current passing through will be due to all the loops. So then BDL, integral BDL mu naught into I, that is inside. So the current flowing through this we have considered I, then total current will be capital N times I in this circular loop. Then magnetic fields here, this is the direction of magnetic field at this point and we are moving along this direction. So cos 0 is 1. So integral BDL B into DL. So DL will be length of this loop. So length of this Ampere's loop. So length of the Ampere's loop will be 2 pi r. That is equal to mu naught into total current is N into I. So magnetic field inside a toroid at a distance of r from the center of the toroid will be mu naught N I by 2 pi r. So we'll get the same result actually. Suppose if these loops are closely coiled on this, so closely wrapped, then number of turns per unit length will be total number of turns by the length. Then length of this circumference, that will be 2 pi r. So you have n number of turns in this particular length 2 pi r, then number of turns per unit length will be n by 2 pi r. So magnetic field again it is more or less, it is same, that is mu naught N into I, because N by 2 pi r is nothing but small n. Okay, so that is magnetic field due to a toroid. It's same, because that is also a solenoid. This is a solenoid, two ends of a solenoid are joined here. This end is joined here. Okay? Yes.